Minions.
Minions?
We are back. I don't know.
Minions?
I don't know.
You will do our bidding. As you are our minions.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
We're back in the studio, normal studio, this week. Brandon is on an international assignment this time.
Yes. So he's completely out of the country.
Yeah, hanging out with
he's going to be going a few places.
Mm-hmm.
One he might not return from, but we'll see. Just because his stomach is not going to be able to handle the food.
Stomach. Sorry, Brandon. Hi, Mom. We'll miss having you on this week.
I mean, it's only 11 o'clock for him, so he might be able to.
PM?
I think they're 8 or 9 hours ahead of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! He's here!
So again,
can't get rid of him.
That raises the question: how come you couldn't join us?
His iron.
I mean,
he's probably so tired. How tired are you, Brandon? He's not tired enough to get some free goat cheese.
I don't care that he's tired.
Was that Titanic? And apparently they just play Titanic in the background while you walk along the streets of Germany.
Well, the world is sinking.
Just as like music.
He's nestled in bed.
Oh, that sounds comfy.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks
I
for
forgot what
joining
I was
us.
gonna say.
I don't know.
Oh, the goat cheese was amazing.
Oh God, it looked to me. You're gonna get some. I'm already jealous of the food you're getting. But we have some beer brats to probably not grill, but
no, it's cold out there. It's
tonight.
37 when you went to the store. It was 37 degrees.
Oh, you know it's the wind. The sun's out. It's the wind that's cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, okay. Moving us along. You're not even here.
Yeah, whatever. Go away, man.
Jeez.
Well.
Anyway, I'm not the host, so I can just keep rambling unless somebody else reins me in.
Oh, I'm not gonna rein you in. When
Ramble.
do I ever rein you in?
Katie's on. Katie's here.
Hi, and welcome to Cosmos with Cosmos. As always, I'm Mike.
I'm Liz.
And Brandon is somewhere. He's on assignment, so he's not
World
here.
traveler.
But he is kind of here because he's in chat. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about dark energy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
To go right along with the dark matter episode that we did last time.
Yes. So check out the dark matter episode on all your things that you can find us on.
Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay, all the things. Twitter, @DrinkingCosmos. Everything else, Cosmos with Cosmos. Find us on Spotify, Anchor.fm, whatever podcast platform you listen to. And follow us and like us and, I don't know, send us best good wishes. I don't know. Or negative ones. I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
Prefer the good ones. Prefer the good ones. Take the negative ones. Because you can grow from those. Before we get into things, what you drinking?
Oh, I am drinking the Big Slurp.
The Big Slurp.
Uh-huh. And this is a concoction of cherry vodka, amaretto, orange juice, and cranberry juice.
Yep.
The Big Slurp.
Yep.
It's just wait till you hear what the Big Slurp actually is.
It's
science. It's great. I
had never heard of this until I was doing research for dark energy, and so the Big Slurp. We will no matter what, we will get into that. Today.
And I'll be slurping the whole time.
I am drinking what I'm calling the greatest blunder.
Ooh. I hope the drink itself isn't a blunder.
I don't know.
You haven't tasted it yet?
Haven't tasted it yet.
Okay.
No, actually, no.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, it's not a blunder.
I wasn't sure about one of the things that I put in it.
Okay, well, what is it?
It has orange juice in it.
All right.
As your mixer, but it has its main alcohol is rum.
Ooh.
With a side of cherry vodka.
Oh, a side of cherry vodka.
A side of cherry vodka. With mango simple syrup that has been added to it. It's actually mango syrup.
Okay.
And topped off with a couple spoonfuls of blueberries.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, very tropical for a very cold ass day outside.
No.
So
okay, very cool.
I wasn't really quite sure how the cherry vodka was going to go with it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all in on it. And
Ooh, it is nice and tropical. That's delicious. Jack has blackberry tea with homemade whipped lemon cream topping.
that's...
Goddamn, Jack. You never fail us.
You know, I say this every time. He needs to be on. He needs to be here in the studio, and we just make drinks. That's all we do. That's the whole episode.
it's just Jack making us drinks.
And so we'll do like Amy Schumer and her husband, where they pretty much those episodes were cooking.
Yes.
But they started with a drink. It'd be the opposite.
Okay.
So you would make some food somehow. And
just make drinks and talk space.
Yeah. All right. So is Katie drinking anything? Did we see anything?
I don't know. They'll put it up. I usually, yeah.
All right. So speaking of Katie.
Oh yeah, buy her shit.
Buy her shit. Is that the sales slogan?
Yeah, buy her shit.
Buy her shit.
She's got great art on Etsy. Wild Ixia. Wild IXIA. Check it out. She is an amazing artist. And I'm biased, but I'm also not biased because you can look at her shit and see for yourself. Anyway.
And as always, look up Ron Proctor on YouTube and all the things as well. Amazing science communicator, and he's teaching the world. So look up his stuff. Yeah. And check us out on The Shots.
The Shot every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
The
How many we got up now?
I don't know. The spectroscopy episode just came out this past Wednesday, which is going to be it's irrelevant when this show goes up, but
yeah, I know, right?
Anyway, check it out. Little bite-sized, shot-sized morsels of science down the hatch for you, quick and easy.
While we're drunk.
Yes.
And while some of us get even more drunk. Because of the way we do it. And as always, we got some rules. Anytime there's a puppy bark, which who knows what's going to happen.
Possible.
Jack is on patrol. He's looking out that window. I'm pretty sure he's going to bark at something.
He's ready to sound the alarm.
He's ready to sound the alarm.
And anything that comes by.
Dogs, leaves, birds, whatever. Any kind of Star Wars reference or Lord of the Rings reference. Take a drink.
Yes.
And all right, cool. So let's dive right into it.
Dark energy.
All right. So, first question. What is it?
Yeah, what the fuck is it? Because we talked about dark matter, which is matter we don't know what it is and can't see. So I'm assuming dark energy is like energy we don't know what it is and can't see.
Exactly.
All right, we solved it. Episode
solved
over.
it.
Thanks for joining us. Follow us on all the things. We'll see you next time, everybody.
We'll see you in
Peace.
2 weeks.
Cheers.
And in 2 weeks, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about next. But dark energy is a form of energy that exerts basically a negative repulsive pressure on the universe, which causes the universe to accelerate as it expands.
Oh my gosh, on YouTube. Thank you. I put the title as What is Dark Matter instead of Dark Energy.
Well,
really?
There we go. Yeah, that's what you said.
All right, that's what I did.
I see matter
okay. Well,
right now.
Whatever. It's dark energy.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So can we change? We'll change it in post.
Yeah,
I don't know if we
fine.
can.
Whatever.
Yeah. So it's not directly. I mean, you can't see it, but we see its effects on the rest of the universe. Namely, that the universe, the expansion is accelerating.
Oh, okay. So it's just pushing. It's just
pushing.
Going.
Yeah. Pretty much. It's
why.
blowing.
I don't know.
Blowing everything out as it goes.
Yeah. So it can't be felt. We can't feel it. We can just measure like, hey, this star or galaxy, I guess at this point, galaxies. These galaxies aren't where they should be based on the speed of light. No, all right. We'll let fancy physics man who knows science.
Based on the expansion of the universe, and so basically, all right. So that actually gets into kind of how they discovered it.
Oh, okay. So
all right. Maybe we should start the story from the very beginning.
Yeah, You like to go in a linear
I do like for it
motion.
to be linear in history.
Because that's more elegant.
I know what I'm being made fun of.
No, I really.
No, it seems illogical to me. It's more Vulcan. It's more Vulcan.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
All right, and by the beginning, I mean like
beginning.
100 years ago, 1917. Einstein, he releases the general theory of relativity onto the world.
Okay.
And it becomes really quite apparent really quick that if you look at the equations, Einstein's equations, that the universe should quickly collapse in on itself.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, and so that basically the universe can't stay static. It either has to be expanding or it has to be contracting. It has to be moving somehow.
All right, so it can't hover like a helicopter.
No, can't hover like a
right.
helicopter. Einstein does not like this. He hates this. He's a steady state guy, believe it or not, even though his equations call for a big bang. So,
Can't period check that data, Einstein.
So Einstein puts in a little Greek letter. Actually, it's a big Greek letter called lambda, capital lambda.
A capital lambda?
Yeah, so it looks like an upside down like triangle.
Oh, but it has like a little tail on it, right? Does it have like a little tail that comes off to the side? I don't know. It's like a triangle, or is it just a triangle?
No, the
delta's a
triangle.
triangle.
The triangle is delta.
Yeah,
but
lambda has like a little tail.
Yeah, look it up.
All right.
Look it up. So capital lambda, he puts it in his equations, and what this is supposed to do is to prevent the universe from collapsing in on itself.
Okay.
And so that the universe is static, which makes Einstein happy.
Yes, he just wants things to be
as
copacetic,
they are.
just chill.
Well, a few years later, in the 1920s, Edwin Hubble changes our view of the universe really quickly.
Bad boy.
What's he gonna do?
Throwing a wrench into shit.
Yep. He finds that the universe is actually expanding.
Oh, yes, because he observed galaxies.
Yeah.
And they were redshifted.
Yes, and so
Meaning
things are
they're moving
moving
away.
away. Yeah, so things are.
I just like to show I know some things.
Dude, you know a lot. Don't do that. You know a lot.
Quick question, quick trivia. What university did Einstein go to?
Berlin. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, Brandon, you got to answer your own question now.
I think it's in Berlin. I think.
Mm.
So yeah, he can look that up. Anyway, Hubble shows that the universe is expanding. Einstein realizes that lambda is no longer needed in his equation. He removes it because the data said remove it. Remember the good old days when scientists and people would actually rely on data?
What?
Such good days.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so he removed it from his equations and he called it the greatest blunder of his professional life. So there we go. Turns out, might not be such a big blunder. So
Einstein, you got to be more confident.
Oh, man.
Don't second guess yourself, Stein.
I think confidence he did not lack in. All right,
I don't believe his hair, no.
So basically, the universe is expanding, and then, as always, we want to know what is the ultimate fate of the universe. And so
we do like to know that as a species.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to us?
even though this is billions and billions,
still
billions of years
we want to
into
know.
the future.
We like to have that. It's like when I'm driving and I have the directions on. Or if Mike's navigating with directions, I like to know an extra step ahead. I want to know what's coming up after what's coming up.
I don't like that because it
he
just
does not
confuses
like that.
me. It
I have to
confuses
have
me.
like an extra forewarning. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, so the big question was going to be for the universe is, are we going to continue to expand, except the expansion is going to slow down? Or is there going to be kind of a collapse in on itself, which actually has two kind of things. So it can collapse in, and we call that and it just ends, and we call that the big crunch. Or it can collapse in and then have another big bang, and that's called a big bounce.
Oh.
So it's this oscillating universe.
I wish there was a crunch sound effect that would go along with the big crunch,
Oh,
and also a sound effect for the big bounce. Like it's like a boing, like there's an actual,
Boing.
Yeah. Also, we missed your joke. We missed your joke completely, Brandon. We may have gotten it if you were here, but.
Oh, he went to steady state. I got you.
Oh.
Hey, leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. Seriously, what are you doing, man? Come on.
All right, so basically, when we look into the universe, what they were wanting to do was they were wanting to find evidence of, are we slowing down?
Oh,
And
so, like, it looks like it could be a big crunch bounce situation.
right, well, they want to figure it out. So if
Mm-hmm.
they want to understand the amount of mass in the
Mm-hmm.
universe and
Mm-hmm.
whether or not that mass is enough to pull the universe all the way
Back
in and
on
big crunch.
itself. Okay.
Or is it just to kind of slow it down? And so basically they're trying to measure that rate of slowing because that'll give you an idea if the universe is basically going to kind of just expand forever but slow down, or if it's just going to collapse in on itself.
All right.
So that's what they were looking at.
Uh-huh.
All the way up to 1998.
Until 1998?
Yes, because shit happens in 1998.
Yeah, let's see. That's a year after Titanic came out. Man, late 90s. That was good. That was good times.
Mm-hmm.
That was good times.
Good music was gone.
Well, it was transitioning over into kind of a crappy time. Yeah.
I have become old. Anyway, in 1998, there were two teams, one in Australia and one was an American team. But what they were looking at were type 1a supernovas, and they were looking at the supernovae in the what we call high redshift supernovae, which means they are in galaxies that are very far away from us.
And just type 1A, those are the supernovae that go the big booms.
Those are the binary ones. So those are the white dwarf ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Eve 6. I like how we both go, oh, Eve 6.
Oh, God, no, Jack. Get out of here.
One Direction for life.
That's way too, that's 2008, Jack.
That's 2010s, right? Anyway, they're studying these supernovae, and what they found out. All right, so let's get into what it is, like you were trying to do.
Yes.
A type 1a supernovae is 1b is the ones that go to big booms.
Oh, okay. I was off the ladder.
The 1a has a white dwarf, and going around it is another star.
Okay, white dwarf being like what our sun's going to to after it dies.
It's a dead star.
It's a dead core of a sunlight star.
Yeah, it's a degenerate matter.
Degenerate matter. I should have named my drink that.
Oh shit!
That's great.
That is a good name.
Oh, that's a good band name too.
All
All right, I'm sorry. Focus.
It's a good punk band name.
It really actually is.
Yeah. Anyway, and so what happens is that white dwarf will pull matter off of the other stars. So it's siphoning.
Okay, and it's collecting mass.
It's collecting mass. And so the mass collects, and it gets hotter. The white dwarf becomes more massive. And what they used to think would happen is that the white dwarf would turn into a neutron star.
Oh. Well,
yeah. So there was so much mass that the gravity was so strong that it would crush the electrons into protons and create neutrons.
Okay.
And you would actually have a neutron star. However, it doesn't quite get to that massive enough state.
Okay.
Before it goes boom, before it explodes and just destroys the white dwarf. And so these supernovae, they always have the same brightness.
They are known as, say it, you want to say it.
No, you say it.
Standard candles.
Standard candles, yes indeed. And so you can use these standard candles to actually figure out how far away a galaxy is. So these are amazing things.
They're guideposts.
Their light curves are always the same. And if you measure light over time, it's always the same. And the brightness is always the same. And so what these two teams did in 1998, or actually it was before then, it's just that this is when the data was announced.
Yeah.
The Australian team and the American team both came to the same conclusion. The Australian team was using 8 telescopes or so in Australia. The American team was using the Hubble Space Telescope.
I'll take that, mate.
Yeah. We're going to start a war in Australia.
Fine.
And they found that these...
Kangaroo battalion. I'm sorry. Continue.
These Type 1a supernovae were dimmer than what they should be.
Oh,
And so,
that's a hold up. Wait a minute. That moment. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, I was taking a drink. I was going to use that as a moment to take a drink.
Okay.
So they were dimmer than what they should be.
Uh-huh.
So what that means is that the universe was moving slower. So because it takes longer to, you know. So it was moving slower when that supernovae occurred. But now than it is today, which means the universe is moving faster today, which means the universe accelerated.
Wow. Kangaroo Battalion must be an Aussie punk band. Yes.
Somebody look that up. Somebody look that up.
Don't look into the lights. Says, is that a poltergeist reference? No, wait.
No,
what's
it. Nope.
That's it.
No, it is. No, it is Frodo in the swamps. Smeagol telling Frodo. Well, he said, "Don't follow the lights."
Don't follow the lights. That's right. Why did I think
Well, we're
of
gonna go with that.
All right, Lord of the Rings.
So anyway.
But what does he do?
So that was our first hint that the universe is actually accelerating, which means something's pushing it, that is the birth of dark energy.
Can we just, our first evidence, our first little spark in our brains that the universe is expanding and the expansion is accelerating, 1998.
1990. Well, yeah, it's accelerating. Yes,
Or that,
1998.
yeah, 1990. And Jack, are there 4 or 5 lights? There are 4 goddamn lights, Jack! Anyway.
Actually, there are, but one is burnt out.
No, there's 3 lights.
No, there's 3 lights there, but you have the circular lights. So
Okay.
4 lights.
But in the circular light, there's individual LED lights, so that's a lot more than
So we're gonna count lights.
All right.
I love how your mom yells this as well. So that's our first idea that
hey, whoa,
there's this shit out there.
something's happening that's causing the universe to go.
Yep, pretty much.
What the fuck is it?
And so, basically, you do a little bit of math. Yeah, and
Just a little
to figure
bit of
things
math.
out. To figure things out, because you want to know how much dark energy is, and it's called dark. Dark matter is called dark because A, we don't know what it is, but B, also it does not interact with light, and radiation, and matter, other than through gravity.
Right.
And so it's dark on a couple of reasons. But for dark energy, dark really means that we don't know what it is. We have no idea what it is.
Just a quick question.
Maybe I have an answer.
Just like a very quick difference between like energy and matter. One is affected by gravity, is tangible, is a
No, they're
thing?
both affected by gravity.
Okay.
So, think of matter. I had somebody tell me this, and this was years ago, and it has stuck in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Think of matter as frozen energy. It's not truly frozen, so don't think of it that way. It's just that matter and energy can be converted between each other, right? And so E equals mc squared. Einstein again, showed that these two can be converted between each other, and so that's why I can't remember who told me it's frozen matter. It's frozen energy.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
they're different, but
there's a they can be converted.
There.
Yeah, there is a relationship between them. You can convert them. You can convert them from one to the other. That's you get virtual particles that get created from energy all the time. All around us are virtual pairs that are being created, so virtual protons. And when I say virtual, you have a proton and an antiproton. They go out, and they come back together and annihilate themselves in gamma rays. And so cancer all the time happening around us. But anyway.
Thanks for that. Cancer all the time happening around us, everybody.
All around us. But, nuclear weapons, that is a perfect example of matter being
converted to
into
energy. Okay,
Hiroshima, I think, was just a gram of matter that was converted. A gram. It's either a gram or an ounce. So if it's an ounce, let's just say it's an ounce, but I think it was a gram.
I mean, both are just holy crap.
How much is an ounce? An ounce is about the weight of a paperclip.
Oh, Jack says, they explained it to me as matter is sleeping energy. If you add radiation, it wakes up.
There you go. I think that's much better.
Interesting.
That's a much better.
Katie's brain doesn't compute. I'm slightly with you, Katie. I'm half of my brain doesn't compute. But anyway, all right.
So, virtual particles actually are really cool. It is actually the what creates the radiation of a black hole. It is what is underpinning the radiation of black holes, or Hawking radiation.
Uh-huh.
So basically, near the event horizon, you'll have a virtual particle pair that gets created, and it's one of them unfortunately falls into the black hole, and so the other one can't meet up with its mate, and so cannot return that energy back to the universe. And so the only way that it can return that energy back to the universe is that the particle that escapes becomes a real particle. It
becomes a real boy?
It becomes a real boy. And the particle that falls into the black hole basically has the effect of having a negative mass, and when it falls onto the black hole, it reduces the mass of the black hole.
And that's what eventually causes a black hole to dissipate, basically, and die.
Yep.
Wow! I like how we always eventually degenerate into black holes. But anyway.
And the amount of radiation coming from the black hole is inversely related to its mass. So the bigger the mass, the dimmer that black hole is. It's not putting out as much radiation. But the smaller it is, the more radiation it's putting out, so the quicker it evaporates.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. It's like the opposite of stars.
It is the opposite.
Brandon says 700 milligrams in Hiroshima.
So roughly
less than 1/3 of the mass of a dime.
So not a lot.
Not a lot to make a big boom.
Make a big boom. And we have figured out to make bigger booms. And so, because we basically want to kill ourselves, what we want to do. But anyway, reining this back in.
Yes, you're the host. It's, you know what? I'm just here for good time and science.
All right. So, as always with physics, when you discover something new, you take a step back and go, "Oh shit! Wow, really? This is cool."
Hold on.
We have to think about this for a minute. Oh, and by the way, Nobel Prize did start a-flowing for the dark energy discoveries.
I mean, I would think
2011 and 2019.
I would think so. That would be a big prize winner there.
Yeah, so 2011 was the first one that was for dark energy specifically. 2019 was kind of wrapped up into other accomplishments from this winner. So the question becomes, how do we explain this? What are the candidates for explaining this?
Yeah.
And there's has come down to really three.
Three.
So far.
Three candidates.
All
right.
First one, Einstein's lambda is real.
The lambda is not a lie.
Not a lie. It's real. Or a blunder. Too bad Einstein's not around to see this, but
it's a lambda. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system.
Okay, take a drink just for that. It is completely unrelated to anything.
Drink for Liz, jeez.
That actually was pretty good. That was good.
That's what I'm here for. See,
completely unrelated, but good. So maybe Einstein's lambda is actually correct.
Okay.
And we just need to kind of add it back in. However, though, it is, we kind of really need to figure out what lambda looks like, because it appears that lambda is actually stronger now. A dark energy effect on the universe is stronger now than it was in the past. So it is time dependent.
Okay. Just what is lambda? It's a number? It's a number.
Well, it could be.
I will never edit that out, Jack. That was genius.
At this point, it's not just a number.
Okay.
It's going to be time dependent. So it's going to have a little variable in it.
All right.
It's time sensitive.
It's time sensitive. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, basically, think of it as a number.
Okay.
And its whole function is to
explain this piece. Dark energy, basically.
To explain the accelerating part. Its whole job, Lambda's whole job, is to push the universe out.
Okay. All right.
Because all the matter that's also in
Lambda's bread, Brandon.
Oh, now I gotta make another drink.
Lambda's bread. Brandon's going to bed, so we're just gonna say goodnight to him because he's got to work in the morning.
Good night, Brandon.
Good night, Brandon. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, as my grandparents would say to me.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have that happen.
No.
But anyway, so all the matter and energy is wanting to pull the universe in. Remember, matter and energy are kind of equivalent.
Yeah.
And so all this matter and energy are wanting to...
wants to come together, because it wants to be like, hey, we want to be like as least energetic as we can.
Right, and so lambda is to counteract that and to push out.
Oh, okay, all right. It's adding a force.
Actually, did you say new force?
I said it's adding a force.
It's adding a force. Nice segue, maybe not intended, but nice segue to dynamical energy fluid or field, the second candidate.
Dynamical energy fluid was almost my drink name.
Yeah, there was actually a debate. About it. We had a true conversation about it.
But I'm more of a slurpy type. Davison, it's we'll get there.
And I like to think of you as you have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And slurp has more humor.
Funny. It's more because the
word
slurp.
It has more humor to it.
The word slurp
has more humor to it than dynamical energy fluid.
Yeah.
All right. So some astronomers have started calling that quintessence, which was you had it was actually the fifth element for the Greeks.
Oh.
Was it earth, wind, and fire, and
quintessence?
Water or something? But yeah, quintessence. I don't know what it was.
You should add that in whenever they do an Avatar cartoon reboot. Last Airbender reboot.
Yeah.
Air, earth, fire, water.
Quintessence. Is that its superpower?
Yes, quintessence.
Anyway, so and there's actually talk that it could be a fifth fundamental force of the universe.
Ooh. You're not on board.
All right, well, here's the thing, though. If you make big claims, you have to have big evidence to back it up.
Okay, they don't have that yet.
And, by saying that there's dark energy out there and that, hey, we're going to call it quintessence, that's not proof.
Okay. Katie says quintessence is energy in Voltron, and they thought they made that word up.
No, it's been around forever.
Look at that.
It's been around for the Greeks. But anyway, so...
Oh, and by the way, Mom, lambda is a Greek. Einstein didn't just make up the word lambda, or she asked if lambda was Greek or...
No, in physics there are a lot of
Greek things.
Greek letters that,
Yeah.
Alpha radiation, beta radiation.
I like their weird symbols. And letters and...
So, I did have to learn the Greek alphabet.
Oh, okay.
I don't really remember it now, but, I did kind of have to learn it. It wasn't a requirement for my major or anything like that, but you really... You need it? You see all these all the time, what the hell are these?
You see all these crazy things, and you're like, I don't... All right.
All right, so basically there's this dynamical energy or a fluid in the universe that is responsible for pushing the universe out. The problem is that when quantum physics, quantum mechanics is used to calculate that, that energy in the universe, in the vacuum, quantum mechanics comes to a value that is 1 times 10 to the 120. That's 1 followed by 120 zeros. Too big. And so something's wrong.
So something's wrong. You know, it seems that like quantum, it's not a team player. Quantum doesn't seem to like to play well with others.
No.
That it's like it needs its own special entourage, and look at you trying not to make the pouring of the liquid sound.
You know
what? Because you did that, I'm gonna do it now.
I literally almost went like this. Into the microphone.
Always complains when I pour myself a second drink.
Yeah, mine was much quieter. I think the audience will agree. Anyway. Yeah, no, quantum. The problem is that quantum is so fucking successful.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say small, and then I was gonna say Napoleon complex.
It is so small, but successful.
Okay.
It is. There has not been an experiment that has proved quantum mechanics to be wrong. There has not been an experiment devised that has proved general theory of relativity to be wrong. These do not talk to each other, and by that I mean they're based on general theory of relativity is based on classical mechanics, and quantum is not, and so they don't talk to each other. They just do not speak the same language. There was a Star Trek episode. It was Darmok.
The Darmok, the fields are open. I don't know. I don't remember.
And so they just did not know how to talk to each other. I mean, of course, Picard figures it out.
They ended up finding a way to communicate.
But they don't talk to each other.
Currently, we're still in we don't know that they're speaking in fucking similes or whatever it is. Metaphors.
So the third candidate in all this is that maybe Einstein was wrong.
For shame.
Yeah, and so the problem is that whatever replaces Einstein, if you make this statement, Einstein was wrong, and let's be honest, fundamentally, because quantum mechanics and general theory of relativity don't talk to each other, Einstein was wrong. But the developers of quantum mechanics were also wrong because they don't fundamentally describe everything in the universe, right?
Yeah.
So you do need that theory of everything.
Okay.
So, but maybe Einstein was wrong. But whatever replaces Einstein's general theory of relativity must
talk to quantum.
Well, it's going to have to talk to quantum, but it's also going to have to make the same high precision predictions that general theory of relativity makes as well. So Einstein might be wrong, but he's not wrong by too much. But I mean, dark energy, holy crap, what is it? We don't know. We have absolutely no idea.
It's just something there that's creating a force.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that actually, dark energy has big implications for the future evolution of our universe. Go ahead.
Is it the force?
The force.
Is it the force? In terms of now
we gotta take a drink.
May the force be with you. I've been planning that a joke using "May the Force be with you" since I remembered we were doing dark energy. So it had to happen.
As you say, I remember doing dark energy. I look at the title.
There's a fucking. I swear I put dark energy. God.
We might be. All right, whatever. It's fine. No.
Okay.
There aren't midi-chlorians. What? I can't even say the word at this point.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the force is from midi-chlorians, although... all right, anyway. Okay.
It'd be really cool though.
So we have a dark energy, mysterious force. We don't know what it is. We know it's there because we can fucking use math and measure it basically and see the effects of it. It's expanding the universe. So what's the end game?
Well, the end game is before 1998. Like we talked about.
Yes.
Was there going to be a big crunch, a big, big bounce?
Right.
Was the universe just going to kind of expand forever, but eventually slow down? Not stop. Well, what they say is that the universe would infinitely into the future, the universe would actually stop expanding. And so, since you can't ever reach infinitely into the future, then the universe is not going to stop expanding, right? It's going to just continue. It's just going to slow down.
Right.
1998 changes everything. Everything.
Yes.
So we realized that in 1998, post 1998, that the universe is accelerating. It's getting faster and faster.
Okay. Oh boy.
Big crunch is not going to happen.
Oh, not
Big
happening.
bounce is not going to happen.
Bummer. I kind of
So
was
we're
hoping
just
for that
going
one.
to just continue to expand forever. So
Oh,
what are the options here? So there's really two. But the third one is so much fun.
We're gonna
I
talk
have
about
to
it.
include it.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let's talk about let's get to the fun one and talk about the one. No. Okay. No.
Okay,
We'll do it in order.
let's do the first.
We'll do the two that is one of the two that is gonna happen.
That most astronomers
all right.
right now believe is going to
all
happen.
right.
It's either going to be the big freeze or the big rip. Notice everything is big because
Everything's
you
big.
start with a big bang. You got to
gotta
end
have
with a big something.
You gotta have a big ending, right?
So the big freeze is that the universe just expands forever.
Yes.
Basically, right now, stars are being born.
Yeah.
They're using up all this hydrogen and
Yeah.
helium, hydrogen, in these hydrogen clouds throughout the universe, and they form. Well, as the universe gets older, that hydrogen runs out.
Oh no.
That those clouds dry up.
Oh no.
And so there's going to be a time in the future where star formation just does not happen anymore.
Everything gets so spread out
Yeah,
that
and so
there's not enough to come together and make new things.
yeah, and so at that point, I mean, we have said this before, and this is just something that just I love to think about and makes my brain melt down. But at some point in the future, there will be a last star that forms.
Yes, we have talked about this, and it's going to happen in about 24 months.
All right, everybody, mark that down on your calendar.
I mean, we're talking
April 10th.
We're talking what's greater than trillions plus what's greater than trillions?
Oh, is it quintillion?
Like how many? We're talking a long.
You're talking a long
time.
Right, and so these stars form. They live their lives, and then they die in one way or another, supernova, or just kind of fade away like our sun will. And they are going to become cold embers in space, and they will have radiated out all of their energy.
Because the gas and dust that they slough off in their death throes, there's not enough for it to interact with to make new
they're
star
cooling
stuff
down. They're radiating energy, which allows them to cool down. And actually, they become the same temperature as the universe, and so it just the universe just kind of freezes out. That's one way.
That's fun.
Another way is the big rip.
Hey,
Yep.
sounds dramatic. Dramatic.
And it's scary as fuck.
Oh, this is exciting. I like it.
So
I'm on board.
At least with the big freeze, for a bit, you can make a little campfire and keep yourself warm. Not
and
for
then
long.
slowly freeze to death. Yay!
Not long. Before
is it
you
like
freeze
if
to
you
death.
get stuck on a fucking a mountain like Everest, and you're just like, well,
You're gonna
I got some hand warmers that'll last a bit, but after that,
I'm gonna die.
I'm just gonna take a cold nap.
This just allows me to make my peace with the universe. Anyway, so the big rip is basically the universe is going to accelerate faster and faster and faster. Eventually, space-time is accelerating so fast that at first the galaxies begin to rip apart. Yeah, right? And then the stars begin to rip apart. Then planets,
What?
moons,
How?
asteroids.
I don't get it. My brain is
comets.
breaking now.
Well, space and time are going so fast. Space-time is expanding so fast that it just rips everything apart. Eventually, though, it goes down all the way down to where you're left with nothing but elementary particles and radiation. Yeah, the big rip. The most terrifying of the options. And when will this happen? About 22 billion years. Mark it on your calendar.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Have
say
fun. Make peace with the universe in 22 billion years.
billion
And for reference, the universe is what, 13.8?
13. That's not. That's.
It's basically,
That's
it's
less
not that
than
far.
half. It's we're over half its lifespan then.
Mm-hmm.
In that case.
And that's based on our understanding of how dark energy is affecting the universe today. And looking at it in the past and extrapolating that into the future.
Information, right? Yeah.
Which is really what science does. Science,
it looks at the data and makes predictions for the future.
Physics and astronomy, we look to the past to get fun and experiments and observations to get fundamental understandings of how the universe works.
That's how climate change works. We look at the past and we see how things are changing, and then we look at the current rate of change, and then extrapolate into the future and see how we're all going to die.
Pretty much, unless we change it, and we can change it. The problem is
we can't change dark energy though.
No.
We can't change our fate of the universe.
There's nothing we can do about that.
But my mom says, and no one to document. So no one to know. But there could be life out there that is that gets to be around for the big rip and see.
Well, no, because remember, everything gets ripped apart, and so even amoebas.
Yeah, but could they be like, oh shit, I'm getting ripped apart now?
Maybe.
Is it happening?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure.
Good.
I will not be here. I will not be here.
22 billion years?
I'm gonna die next week. Yeah. So
all right, let's get to the fun one. That is fun. Take it as you will, but it sounds fun, and that is the big slurp.
The big slurp, and this just has.
I was gonna try to slurp, and
it'll just be a mess. Don't do that. I'm gonna have to read this. So you're
okay.
You're just gonna have to bear with me.
Lecture time from my
anyway.
Judge.
Like I said, this was not something that I knew about.
Yeah, I never heard of it either.
Prior to research for this, and not many astronomers and physicists buy into this.
Okay.
But it's such a fun thing.
Fringe hypothesis to the fate of the universe.
And it has Marvel written all over it.
It does.
All right, so basically, the Big Slurp says that the universe currently exists in a false vacuum. What does that mean? That basically means that there's shit in the universe. Yeah.
Literal and
figurative,
metaphorical or figurative.
Yeah. So if you take if you go out into quote unquote empty space and
there's still stuff.
And you look at what's in there, there's stuff there. There's radiation, there's matter, and all that kind of stuff. So we exist in a false vacuum, and that it could become a true vacuum where there's nothing in it at any moment. All right.
That means a universe of nothing.
Of nothing.
Of nothingness.
All right, so a true vacuum exists so long as the universe exists in its lowest energy state. So a true vacuum where there's nothing in the universe is actually by far its lowest energy state.
Yeah.
All right, so however, if a vacuum is not in its lowest energy state, like right now, a false vacuum, it could tunnel quantum tunneling into a lower energy state.
Okay, brief pause. Quantum tunneling definition, go.
All right, so it's basically you can walk through walls. Tunneling is walking through walls.
Oh.
So we hit this wall behind us, and quantum mechanics says that there is a extremely low % chance that we will be able to actually, when we hit it, our hand will be able to go through it. It's extremely low, and if you hit it constantly, it would probably take you longer than the age of the universe to actually have that one time in which your hand goes through the wall.
Wow.
And so quantum mechanics just says that there's a chance you can do it. And so tunneling, actually, it happens all the time in the center of our sun. It is a part of the sun's radiation energy creation is due to tunneling. Quantum tunneling, that the protons can tunnel through that what's called the Coulomb barrier, where the Coulomb forces, the electric repulsion, their electric charge trying to push them apart from each other, that they're able to push through that through tunneling and combine. That they get so close to each other that the strong force actually captures them, and
Okay.
All right. So what they're saying is that the universe could do this, go from this false vacuum, where the world that we live today, into this true vacuum state.
Of nothingness.
Okay, so this has the potential to fundamentally alter the universe, and in some scenarios, even the various physical constants of the universe. So how strong the strong force is, how strong the weak force is, electric force, gravitation, all of that stuff. It can change it. And then these can have different values, severely affecting the foundations of matter, energy, and space-time. And it is possible that all structures will be destroyed instantaneously without forewarning. Yep, there's a snap. It is, and it won't leave half the universe. Well, actually, it kind of does. And so, however, only a portion of the universe is actually affected by this, is only destroyed by this. Because the big slurp can only happen at the speed of light. And so there are galaxies
that are further away
from us.
Because of dark energy.
Yep. So the big slurp might be happening right now.
So just everything that it could just instantaneously not exist anymore.
Yeah, it is. It's Thanos. I mean, it really is. It is. This is. They should call it the big marvel. Because that's exactly kind of what... The big snap. The big snap. That's what it is.
The big snap. Except no dust would be left behind. Yeah, my mom's mind is blown. My mind is like just half. It's 90% melted. I can feel it dripping down the back of my throat.
That's pretty gross. Very gross. It's good. Yeah, and actually, of all of them, that's what I want to happen.
I mean, well, it'd be painless.
It would be painless. It'd be instantaneously.
You're not freezing to death. I don't know. But I mean, at least with the other two, we know. All right, we got tens of billions of years.
Yeah, we have other things we need to worry about right now. Yeah.
At that point,
I think it's great to know how the fate of the universe and to understand.
It's fun to figure out and try to understand everything that's going on, because I mean that just helps you just realize
prepare your retirement.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's like moot for our lifespans, being able to understand that helps us, what new doors, because every time we've learned something new about the universe, whether it's at a small scale with just the species on the earth or the earth itself, to the large scale with dark energy and whatnot and galaxies and stuff, every time we've put that intellectual effort into understanding things, then a new door always appears,
right?
There's always something new that's like, wait a minute, hold on a bit,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like these constant doors of understanding that we're finding and then opening, and it's like almost endless in what we're learning, so we have so much time to then explore and learn about where we live, and then use that to just get a sense of ourselves and our place in it, and hopefully it makes us better and kinder, a species to be around.
You have a long way to go with that, though.
You do.
I do want to get to two things your mom says.
Okay.
Could
what
be
did she
happening
say?
somewhere. Yeah, it could be. And
far enough
the
away?
good news is it's not happening here. And so, yeah, it is further away. And so it's not happening here. The second thing is, quote, I feel very small and insignificant, which I actually have heard a lot in my time on this planet. But here's the thing, though, with that statement is, yes, as our understanding of the universe grows, as our observations of the universe, as we add those chapters to the book of the universe, yes, it does make you feel small and insignificant. However, I do want to point out that our brains are able to understand and comprehend the universe. And that makes us much bigger than how we may feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it doesn't at this point. We are not as small as we think we are. We are not as insignificant as we think. Our brains are wired in such a way. Evolution on this planet has allowed our brains to develop and be wired in such a way that we are able to understand the universe and make predictions about the universe. Of course, it also makes our brains think that there's a all being Sky Daddy up there.
I mean, look, there's a give and take to our,
I guess everything.
our abstract and creative thinking we've evolved into.
Yeah, and so we're able to. I just don't think we are small.
Well, and I think of ants. Like, to us, ants are small and insignificant creatures, but ants by far outnumber people on the earth, I assume. But I mean, they've created their own air conditioning system. Like, they ants and bees and these tiny, small, insignificant, what we think is insignificant creatures on just this planet are responsible for the supporting whole ecosystems and life on this planet. I mean, you take away the bees, save the bees, we're fucked. Any of these small insignificant things, without them, we wouldn't have the world that we have, So even the small and seemingly insignificant is actually very significant. And the fact that the universe itself, it's not a great place for life. It's very hostile to life as we know it, I should say. It's actively, not consciously obviously, but it's actively trying to kill you in a sense, and the fact that, circumstances, luck be it, what have you, have allowed us to be here and exist in this universe, and not only just exist, but be aware of a larger universe. That's amazing. That is really cool that we get to experience that. And I personally, I don't owe that to any kind of higher being or anything. I owe that just to fucking, thanks, parents. I don't want to think too deeply into that, but thanks, parents. But no, I mean, what I'm saying is, like, I lost it now, but, I owe that just to the circumstance and luck and conditions that have happened in this one small region of the universe, in this solar system,
small corner of the universe,
whereas the earth just happened to be like, I'm in a good spot, and it's been able to have certain things that have allowed our form of life to exist. And it is amazing that we're here and we can understand shit, and that makes us, I think, just giants in our own right. We're not insignificant. We're a part of the universe, and, we are living our lives as, we see fit.
Right, and, we're fortunate enough to where we have developed things, language, mathematics, which is a language in and of itself.
A weird language. Squiggly lines and Hardly any numbers at all. Jesus.
And letters from other alphabets. But anyway, that we're able to, stand on giants.
Stand on the shoulders. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's pretty cool. Just, we just get to be alive and be aware and see shit and just enjoy it, and then we die and that's it and whatever. Cool. But at least we're a part of it for a blip.
I mean, when we look at animals, we're animals, but when we look at like dogs and horses, they do live on like the knowledge that their ancestors have learned over.
Oh yeah, that instinct and that just it just is part of genetics,
evolution, and it's genetic, but it's also like a lion. A lioness teaching her cubs how to hunt.
Because the lioness learned it from there.
Yeah, and so forth and so on. But we do that as well. We do it at school, but we're able to actually add so much more to that. With history and
history, art. I mean,
and so I think that we owe it to the universe to not fuck it up. We owe it to the world to not fuck it up. And we're doing that.
We're fucking it up.
We're fucking it up. And I just don't understand how, and this is different, and I'll say this and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
I don't understand how it is 2022. It is 2022.
Or if you're me, it's 2021. It's been 2021. I keep saying it's 2021. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I've lost all sense of time and space.
2022, and we're still arguing over
uteruses.
We're still arguing over who owns uteruses.
Rainbows.
We're arguing over climate change. I mean, the climate change argument has been going on since basically the 70s.
Very long.
50 years.
Yeah.
And why are we still debating this?
God, who cares?
We're
use the sun, people. It's got so much fucking energy.
We're passing bills that say
don't say it.
Trans people can't go to a certain bathroom, or they can't compete in different...
Yeah, Katie, it's all the gays' fault.
It is the gays' fault.
It's the gays' fault. Those damn gays.
I think the funniest thing was, it's not really that funny. It's not. It's a sad comment about society, but
well, this is just
that they talk about hurricanes being the retribution on America.
But it always happens to conservatives.
It happens to red states.
It happens to red states. You know what it is? It is retribution for being so closeted and bigoted.
They don't understand it. And God.
Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
Look, this is the downside of our brains being so evolved, is that we can anyway.
Yeah, but it's the gays' fault. It's completely gays' fault.
Gays.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up. So, yes. Dark energy. If you were tuning into this to find a answer to what it is,
no one has one yet. We don't know what it is, but it's there and it's expanding and accelerating the expansion of the universe.
Yeah, and it's probably the gays that have created dark energy. The gays are going to create the big rip, the big freeze, the big crunch, the big slurp. It's just the gays' fault. I think that's how we end it. So thanks for joining us. Dark energy is, we don't know what it is, but it's really a lot of fun.
It's really fun. It's cool. It's crazy.
Yeah, and join us next time. It'll be in 2 weeks. We will decide what that topic is the day before.
And check out The Shot coming out every other Wednesday.
The who?
The Shot.
Oh, I thought you said shout.
Oh.
My ears heard shout.
The Shot with Cosmos, which will be coming out... The next episode will be coming out not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And
like us on all the things. Like us on all the things. And if you are going to stick around
for The Hangover with Cosmos, where we're just going to talk about random stuff and be
probably
hangover-y.
Moonfall.
Oh my God, yes. Holy shit.
All right.
Oh God, too bad Brandon went to sleep.
We'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Bye everybody. Thanks for joining us. Wow, I did that too early.
Welcome to the Hangover.
Hangover with Cosmos, where we just kind of ramble, which is similar to the main episode, but less of a direction to follow.
Well, we have a definite direction for the first one, for the first part.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But for this, we just. Because we're going to talk about Moonfall.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Moonfall, we've seen it not in theaters, and we won't go any further into that because it's illegal. But we've seen it. We watched it with Brandon before he left. We had a middle of the week movie watch before he left on assignment. And we watched Moonfall, and...
Okay, the premise is that... I don't even know what the premise is. Basically, the moon is falling in towards the Earth.
Because of aliens.
It's
a mega structure.
It is a mega structure. And we also, humanity, have to figure out how
spoilers ahead. Caveat. Spoilers ahead. Has a great cast. Halle Berry.
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. It has Sam from Game of Thrones. Samwise. All right, does that count? Yeah. Samwell Tarly from Game of Thrones.
Great cast.
It has a good cast, and it is
horrendous.
So bad.
And all right, so the cast does, they do a good job with acting.
They're trying to act well, but
the writing and the premise is
so
just
bad.
Terrible. And
yes.
I might have to watch it again, but it's just so bad.
Oh my gosh. So the moon's coming into the Earth, and just look, if the moon started moving towards the Earth... By the way, the moon itself is actually moving away from the Earth at about 3 centimeters a year.
Yeah, roughly.
Around there, 3 centimeters a year. The moon is like, bye.
And the Earth is slowing down.
So we're eventually going to lose the moon, lose tides, and that's going to fuck us in a whole nother way than climate change and anything else we talked about. But anyway, that's not going to happen for a very long time. Probably longer than it takes the sun to turn into a red giant. So,
it's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it is longer than
But in the movie, the moon starts coming towards the Earth because there's aliens and it's a megastructure and I don't know, whatever. It's AI that's gone awry in the past and... Anyway, the things that happen with the moon coming towards the Earth is... I mean, I thought some of the science in Don't Look Up was bad, which naturally it is, but it's a much better movie.
Yeah, and so I mean, basically, all right. So if the moon were to fall in towards the Earth,
what's going to happen?
What would really happen is that as the moon is actually spiraling in towards the Earth, because it's not just going to go stop and then make a right,
no, it's going to
a left hand turn and just head in towards us. It's going to spiral in towards us, and to be fair, that is what was happening in Moonfall. But as it gets closer, it experiences more of the Earth's gravity. Mm-hmm. Okay. As it gets even closer, the Earth-facing side of the moon feels even more gravity than the far side of the moon. Mm-hmm. This is called tidal forces. We experience it every day.
That's how tides happen.
Water tides, land tides. The land does actually rise and fall with the moon. But anyway... Eventually, the Earth-facing side of the moon is going to be moving a little bit faster than the far side of the moon. And the moon is actually going to be ripped apart. And that part is called, where that happened is called the Roche limit.
Which they do mention the Roche limit in the movie.
It,
and when they said it, we were all like, "Ha! Roche limit!"
But they mentioned it once, and then they fucking ignored it later in the movie. Mm-hmm. So this is above the Earth. It is beyond the Earth's atmosphere. And so the moon actually be ripped apart.
And as an example of the Roche limit, that's what happened with Saturn. It had a large moon. got too close to Saturn, and Saturn's gravity ripped it apart once it got to a certain distance to Saturn, and that hence we have the beautiful rings of Saturn.
The Lord of the Rings. Yes, take a drink.
Oh, okay, yeah. Lord of the Rings.
Anyway, so the moon would actually form a ring around the Earth. But also,
however,
some of those little moon bits are going to fall down onto the Earth and, cause all kinds of shit.
Lots of devastation.
Yeah, lots of devastation. And yeah, so...
Nuke it. No, Mom, we've talked about this in an episode. You can't just nuke it because there's pieces, and the pieces come back.
Yeah.
The pieces are just gonna. It's the same premise.
Okay. It's really interesting that like nuke it. Here's a real world example happening right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Uh-oh.
So
they dug into the ground. Okay,
well,
keep going because I didn't read too much about this.
So the Russians took over Chernobyl.
Yeah.
They walked out into the forest.
Let them just lick everything.
They walked out into the forest. I think they called it the Red Forest, which is surrounding Chernobyl.
Uh-huh.
They brought sand particles back on their shoes into Chernobyl, where they were actually lying down, sleeping for weeks, for a month.
I'm sorry. Why would you do that?
And so when the Russians pulled back, the Ukrainians went in, and their Geiger counters just like fucking went off into this room that the Russians were staying, and they figured out it was from the sand. From that they had gone out into the Red Forest and brought that sand back on their boots.
And it was super radioactive.
It's super radioactive.
I read something where they had dug like trenches or something near Chernobyl, and they went down 20 feet, and the radiation levels were insane.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it at all. But anyway, so yeah, nuke it. That's basically when we nuke it, we're bringing the sand back down on there.
I feel like nuking is never a good option, and really is like a last resort.
Yeah, it's got to be a last
option.
resort, and you're hoping that the nuclear explosion really pushes.
But if you nuke it, Mom, you don't have much of a movie, so hence they didn't nuke the moon in the movie, and. Anyway.
God, what was that? But yes,
that's how I feel about the movie. I would recommend watching it just because.
Just to watch it. It's okay. When you watch it, though, just
take it with a grain of radiation poisoning.
Suspend any science belief.
All science. Suspend all science, and enjoy Halle Berry not having aged at all. And Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones. She does not age.
But anyway, Donald Sutherland really hasn't either.
He was only in it for just a little bit.
5 minutes, probably paid $1 billion for it. Anyway, I am going to be the first to admit that I have a problem with this, where I watch a movie and I do get hung up in the science of it. I really need...
And then I go...
Right. And anybody listening to this... True. Mm-hmm.
It's what Smeagol does.
It is what Smeagol does. So, anybody listening to this, what Smeagol does is he does the...
this only goes up on YouTube, so...
Oh, okay. So everybody sees this.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know. But anyway. And Liz does it every single time. Because I get...
It's like... Well, no, my mom will understand, because every time she watched ER, and I was watching it with her, she would just fucking... That's not how it works in a hospital.
And so you would have to do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, before I did that, but it was like, yeah, she had to stop watching ER because she couldn't take it.
Yeah, it's... I do have a problem... Interestingly enough, though, like with Star Wars and Star Wars.
Well, I mean, these are science fiction movies. They're not based on something
right.
actually.
And Lord of the Rings,
no
need for a drink, but Lord of the Rings,
fantasy.
I can I can suspend
fantasy.
it.
Legolas's unending bow.
But Star Trek, I hold it to a different standard. compared to Star Wars.
Star Trek's pretty good.
Star Trek is actually pretty good.
Except for the most recent season of Discovery, which is playing it a little loose with the science.
Yes, playing very loose with it. There isn't like an edge to the universe that you have to punch through.
Galaxy.
To the galaxy.
Galaxy.
That you have to punch through. God damn it, Star Trek. God damn it. But anyway, with like Moonfall, like the moon, fuck the Roche limit. We're just going to go right into the atmosphere.
Right?
It went right into the atmosphere. And it almost was if that the guys were like, hey, you know what? If the moon is going to pull the tides, the moon's probably going to pull the atmosphere.
And it's going to pull people up into the air, too.
Oh, God. There was this, like, really bad scene where they jump.
They're doing
the moon jump, basically, is what it was.
Yeah, but it's also like pulling people, and like there's someone like hanging on to something while they're like.
And these fucking birds that just fall from the sky because the atmosphere was pulled out. At least I'm assuming that's what it is. They lost the oxygen, so the birds die.
Yeah.
It was terrible. You should watch it.
It's.
You should watch it if you can. Just suspend everything. Drinks tend to help.
That's true. It's a fun ride.
Has nothing to do with Dark Energy, but
so it's out. It was out in theaters. Is out in theaters. We watched it in a manner that's not illegal.
Thank you, friends of the podcast.
So anyway.
But tonight is Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna watch Spider-Man. Well, if it decides to work.
Yeah, it didn't work last night.
Didn't want to work last night, but anyway.
All right. So I don't even know what to bring up with Dark Energy.
It's there. It's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. 22 plus billion years. 20. Wait, we didn't come up with a number of how many.
Well, no, no. The Big Rip is 22 billion.
Oh, the Big Rip is 20. But most likely, what's going to happen is probably the Big Freeze, though, right? That's like that one has the edge. That hypothesis has the edge on.
I would probably say probably. I think that we need more data. No matter what, we need more data.
Yeah, because we don't know about. Because with Dark Energy, I mean. Conservation of motion, I don't know. Eventually it would seem like it would have to slow down because there would have to be something that's propelling it to keep it.
Well, yeah, but Dark Energy is doing that.
Yeah, but is there we need to know if there's enough of it to have it keep accelerating at a rate to cause the Big Rip, or if that energy will degrade over time.
Well, I think exactly. Yes. If what we need to do is we really need to figure out what it is.
Okay.
We need a better understanding of what it is. We need more data.
What could it be? We didn't talk about what it could be.
It could be that that Einstein was right. And that there is that you really need to add a lambda in there into his equations, but then you need to kind of figure out what lambda means over time. So it needs to be time dependent because we obviously know that looking at the expansion of the universe, we know that like 6 billion years after the Big Bang, the universe actually was slowing down.
So there's something.
Yeah, and so it was about 7 or 8 billion years after the Big Bang that dark energy became dominant and started to take over and really started to push things out.
Okay, that makes it seem like more and more like it's aliens.
Oh, it's the gays.
Oh, right.
It's the gays. The gays want to have a big party.
Power of the rainbow.
It's the power of the rainbow.
Rainbow bright.
Pushing everything out. Oh my God, I cannot wait until June.
My mom
says we have all kinds of great episodes on that.
My mom says, is it in black holes or everywhere like dark matter?
I'm sorry. Blueberries.
Are we on Mars? You got some blueberries in your throat?
It's everywhere. It's not really a a property of the black hole or the property of you or planets or stars.
Is it a property of the universe then?
Is a property really of kind of space-time somehow. And so
is there a correlating event about 6 billion years, 7 billion years after the Big Bang that would cause dark energy to erupt like a... I don't know.
Don't know, because we don't know what dark energy is to be able to say that.
Right, okay.
And so since we don't understand what dark energy is, we can't say what happened 7 or 8 billion years after the Big Bang. I mean, we're really only talking, if the universe is 13.5 billion years old, we're really only talking 5 to 6.5 billion years ago, which isn't that long ago.
No, that's like just a little bit before our solar system formed.
Right. And we need more data to understand what dark energy is, to understand what actually happened 7 billion years ago.
How can we get that? What experiments are being done to get that data? Like, how do we get that data? Cool. Yes. We don't know. Q. My mom says Q. This is the continuum. She also asks, can it be recreated like protons, etc.?
No.
So there's nothing that a collider can do for dark energy.
No, this is different. This is different. So if you look at the energy and matter budget of the universe, dark energy is 68% of the universe. Dark matter is 27% of the universe. And the rest of the universe, everything we can see, touch, and feel, is 5%.
So the universe is dominated by dark energy and dark matter.
Things that we do not know.
Things that we don't know what it is and can't see it, but just can see shit's happening. It dominates the universe.
Right. And,
I love it.
Just physicists were like, okay, in the 1970s, all right, dark matter.
It's cool, man.
It's cool. Makes up a lot in the universe. We need to figure this shit out. But it's just dark matter. It's just one thing. And the universe was like, hold my beer.
I got something else for you.
I'm going to add something else. And
introducing dark energy.
What are we going to introduce in 10 years?
Next, what else don't we understand about the universe? I feel like it's almost like we understand like a lot about the universe and exponentially more than we have just even 10 years ago about the universe, but it is like negative 10 to the whatever powers of what the universe actually is. Like, that's our understanding, is like we're in the negatives.
I mean, yeah, without a doubt.
Decimal points, like we're just.
I mean, you alluded to this in the main episode.
Did I?
Yeah, where it was 1998. It took us to 1998.
I'm thinking we got chokers, we got garbage, we got the cranberries, we got fucking just new metal is about to start up.
We might be alluding to different things, but go ahead, continue. But it took to 1998.
Like, we're in the 90s. We have. This is pre AOL, everybody. Barely.
No.
Yes.
No, it's post AOL.
Oh, no, it's post AOL.
It's post AOL.
It is just when AOL starts to become common in people's households. It is.
All right, if you don't know what AOL is, it's America Online. And they used to send, like, monthly a CD. They would send you a CD.
Oh, my first job, when I turned 18, after a summer of my parents telling me to get a fucking job.
Did they tell you that specifically? Like, was it those
not
words?
Not verbatim.
Like over Uno?
Implied.
By the way, I won Uno for the first time ever playing with their family. God, they're cutthroat.
It's a family
they
game.
are cut
Fuck yeah.
fucking throat.
Fuck yeah. Uno serious business in the Davidson family. Don't fuck with it. Same with Yahtzee. Got to go to your buddies. Anyway, so my first job when I had I actually got hired like right before I turned 18, like a week before I turned 18 or something, at CwC, which doesn't exist anymore. I don't think, or maybe they have a couple stores somewhere. But my job that I was hired for was to sell or give out, promote AOL CDs, AOL discs.
But you got it in the mail.
Yeah, but I was like, people that came in, I was like, oh, you want to sign up for AOL? You want to sign up for AOL? That was my job, which eventually quickly turned into just becoming a cashier because it was kind of on the downward slope of AOL when broadband started to come up. But anyway.
And they make a whole movie on You Got Mail.
You've Got Mail. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Yep. You've Got Mail. Oh, AIM.
AOL.
Your away messages.
Oh, but they had chats. They had chats. Yeah, you could do chats.
Your aims and your away messages. You could set a fun away message. Anyway. This is when dark energy. I almost said matter. Dark energy was starting to come up as a thing.
Yeah, 1998.
And so that just makes me go, holy shit, how much do we not know about the universe?
95% of the universe we don't know.
We are just a small little...
But it's more than that. It's more than that. We don't understand dark matter. We don't understand dark energy. But we also don't understand within the universe that we can see, touch, and feel. We don't understand the relationship between quantum physics and general theory of relativity. We don't understand the physics of the big to the small.
Or the gays and the transgenders. We don't understand it.
Oh, you know what? No.
We do.
We understand that.
We
do. The
do.
gays cause tornadoes. They cause hurricanes. We won't even get. We'll not even get into trans people. Lord forbid. They just
use a bathroom that they feel like they can use.
Yes, they just want to be.
Let me tell you. Damn it. Let me tell you what happens in a woman's bathroom. You walk in. You find a stall. You go in said stall and lock it. You undo your pants, and you sit down. You have a wee, or maybe you have a number 2. Sometimes you don't know a number 2's coming, and you just go with it until you're done, and then you wipe naturally, pull up your pants, and then you either flush or let the toilet flush for you because that's the day and age we're in.
It flushes for you now.
And if it doesn't flush for you, use your foot. And then you go wash your hands, and then you leave, and that's the experience that I've had in every public restroom that I've ever been in with anybody else that's ever been in a public restroom.
Yeah.
For the guys, I assume this is what happens. This is what happens.
Let me tell you what happens with the guy.
Let me tell you my interpretation as a cis female. You go into the bathroom. You go up if you have to pee. If you have to poop, you go in a stall. If you have to pee, you go up to your urinal where you get to stand. You unzip your fly. You take your hose, your thing out, and you go pee. If someone's next to you, I don't know, maybe you glance and you just do a little, and you go, all right. And then you finish, you shake a couple times, because apparently more than 2 is not, then you're having fun. And you put it back in, and then you wash your hands, hopefully, and then you go.
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, except you look forward and you don't talk to anybody.
Can you imagine just, at least we have our own little room of semi-privacy. Sometimes the slits are too big in the doors, though, where you're like, God, I don't want any kid. I've had a kid eye, and it's like, then the parent goes, stop, and you're like, oh, that was awkward. But I feel like it would be worse just to be like, stare at the wall, go. And you have to be right next to somebody trying to go. That would just be the worst.
Well, for guys, it is like if we're going to Oregon, and we're at the truck stop.
Yeah.
They put I don't know. It's like the advertisement.
Oh, do they have
advertisements for
advertisements?
stuff. Yeah, it's like you can go get a hot dog for $2.
Oh, sometimes in the stalls there's
Yeah, and I'm like, I just want to pee. The only time, I was at, I was at a bar. Mm-hmm. This was long ass fucking time ago. Uh-huh. I was at a bar. And this guy brings his girlfriend into the guy's bathroom, and I was just like, well, whatever. I'm just.
Was there a line? Was there a wait?
Apparently, yeah. For the women's, it was. Okay. There was a long line, and I was like, well, whatever. And so,
yeah, it's
but
the
thing is like for a trans person, mm-hmm. If she goes into the bathroom, she's just going to go into the stall. She's going to shut the door. She's going to lock it. She's going to do her thing. And then she's going to get the fuck out.
Yeah. Anybody going into a public restroom, trans, biologically male, biologically female, what have you, is just going in there to go pee.
That's all they're doing.
If you're like was it Pee Wee Herman? If you're like a Pee Wee Herman type, you're just going in there on your own to do whatever you're gonna do. Right. There's not any nefarious.
Right, but this
intent.
Is all culture war. It's all culture war, and it's all to get a specific demographic, a certain book-believing part of this country riled up, and to get them to go vote. Because they are typically going to vote a certain way, and it's just culture wars. It means nothing. At the end of the day, Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself. But Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, go fuck yourself. And any of these people, go fuck yourself. They don't really care. They know that trans people exist. Mm-hmm. They know that gay people exist. And they just want to rile up, let's be honest, stupid fucking people. Mm-hmm. And they want to use these people to vote for them. But since they're beholden to these stupid fucking Cro-Magnums, that they have
That's offensive to Cro-Magnums.
It is offensive to them, but they have to, put legislation in.
Yes, Katie. Oh, it's not showing up yet on that.
That they have to put legislation in that basically denies people rights. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest. Okay, you can say, all right, so for all you right-wing people, you can say that, this is all for the gays. God didn't create gays. Fuck you. Fuck you.
There are other animals that are gays.
Yeah, penguins. There's like penguins. There was a whole thing on these two.
Penguins?
Yeah, there were this whole thing on these two like gay penguins that had an egg.
Oh, they adopted an egg.
I don't know. I don't know how they got that.
They got
that
an egg.
I don't know how they got it, but anyway,
through tolerance and love.
Probably, I don't even know what I was saying. But, the thing is, I realize that this is completely a June conversation. But the lesbians, gays, bisexuals, trans, and just all the other letters.
Plus.
And the plus. They all exist. We exist. And, go fuck yourselves.
Katie says bonobo monkeys have all gender orgies.
That they do.
She apologized to
They do.
But also, I do want to. I'm sorry, Katie. I've been looking at this, your comment for a while, that you say you hate it when it flushes while I'm still on it. Oh, can I tell you, as a woman, as somebody who sits down on a toilet, to have the automatic flush happen when you're still going is the worst ever, because you're like, great, you feel a splashback, you're like, I'm infected with who knows what now, but I gotta keep going because I'm still going.
It's your stuff, though.
No, but I mean, it's a toilet.
Yeah. No, I get you. No, I get you.
That is the worst. So sometimes I mean, I do wish I could just pee standing up. It seems like a nice luxury. Another win for the patriarchy, I suppose.
I suppose. That's a weird win. That's a weird win.
I'll take all the wins I can get.
I realize that like this conversation really is a June conversation, which is Pride Month for all you people that don't know, and it's it is a sad world that we live in where we're more concerned about who people love and want to spend the rest of their lives with,
and where they want to go to the bathroom.
And where they want to go to the bathroom, then things like climate change, which have real world implications. Not only for us, we're killing the bees, by the way. And the bees are responsible for pollination.
And they can kill him instantly. He's allergic. But he supports the bees.
And I support the bees. It won't be instant, but it'll be a nice...
Well, okay.
It'll be a nice, painful death as my neck, gets bigger and makes me not be able to breathe.
If you're stung in the neck?
Yeah, and, so when the first time that I found out that I was allergic to bees, I was stung in the ear and people were, like, really freaking out.
Really?
Yeah, and the second time I was stung on my wrist and my arm... I went to the doctor. My arm was like I looked like Popeye. It was 3 times the size that it should be.
Please tell me the doctor was like, "You've been eating too much spinach."
No.
If I was a doctor, I'd be like, "Oh, you got a lot of spinach in you."
But what I did was I took Benadryl, and Benadryl kind of helped it out, and it allowed me. I was at Clemson University, and it allowed me to go from where I was working at the time to
the hospital.
Well, yeah, to the student thing, and I was like, I've been stung by a bee.
Hey, I've been stung. Is something wrong?
My arm is this big. It's huge. It is ginormous. And the lady's like, "Are you sure you're allergic to bees?"
No, ma'am. My arm is normally 3 times the size.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of spinach.
Yes. And it's just in my arm. That's what spinach only does. You've seen Popeye, haven't you? And so I mean, it's just
everybody's seen Popeye.
Well,
maybe
no,
kids
I mean
these
to
days.
that lady, but it's just God. I mean, it's if I were to get stung, like we do have to put gotta take a drink.
Oh shit! We actually made it to a dog bark. I don't have any more drink.
Well, you can have some of mine. Are you gonna pour it?
I might
have
some.
You got some?
I have a sip left.
Did you hit drink and then nothing happened? Mm-mm. Oh. But anyway, yeah, Leia, don't come up here looking for reaction.
Looking at us. Cute girl.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we have to put a bee trap out.
Yeah, we got to put
put a bee trap out.
Yeah, we got the stingers that come.
Yeah, because we do have bees here. This is the bee state. How I ended up in the bee state, I'm not entirely sure, but I did. I do want to move to whatever the state is for California. What is California?
Not a bee state.
No, but what is it? It's the Golden State.
It's the Golden State.
Is it the Golden
Warriors? State? It's all based on the Niners and gold.
I want to do gold.
Sifting.
I'm always excited in Elden Ring when I'm able to get gold.
In 4th grade, I went on a field trip to a park that was nearby my elementary school called Oak Hill Park, also nearby my former house. And the field trip, my 4th grade teacher, Mr. O'Brien, I guess he went there ahead of time and planted little fake, like, fool's gold nuggets and stuff. And so in the park, there was, like, this little stream that would kind of go, and then it had, like, this bigger lake area. And we would go and, like, sift. We had these little sifters, and so we would go sift for gold in this little stream in this park that he had pre-planted the fool's gold. And I remember that being a field trip in 4th grade. We walked over. It was close enough to walk over.
Did you think you got gold?
No. Katie did that too! Okay.
So
Yeah.
I guess California is the poppy state.
Oh, it is. Poppy is our state flower. Yes. Poppy is the
Isn't
state
that
flower.
where you get like I don't know, some drug? Heroin?
Opium.
Opium?
Opium comes from the poppies. Yes, but I've never known anybody to get opium from a poppy flower. But you can't pick poppies in California because they're the state flower.
But it's the poppy state. Oh.
It's
okay,
illegal to pick the poppies.
What is it for Oregon?
I don't know. We haven't been in Oregon long enough. I'm a California girl.
Well, I know you're a California
I don't know.
girl.
It's
And you'll
fucking
always be a
this
California girl.
Oregon. It's the, I don't know, a hipster state
Rajanish?
of...
Is it Rajanish flowers?
Oh my God. Katie, we watched Wild Wild Country and holy shit.
That is insane.
Anyway, if you want a good cult documentary, Wild Wild Country on Netflix is great because you identify with both sides, actually. You kind of get both sides' point of view, and I don't know, the main chick in it, the head secretary chick, I love her, and she's a horrible person, so...
Yeah, but oh God, you know the thing is like you want her in your corner though.
I want her in my corner. If
you're in a fight, you want her in your corner.
God.
The problem is like for the guys that are in Antelope, California, Antelope, Oregon, you're like, oh yeah, you know, I get where you're coming from, but you're all a bunch of fucking racists. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
You are all bigots. All of you are bigots.
Sheila.
However, for your Rajanish people, you can't go around murdering or trying to murder
people just to fucking. But anyway, Wild Wild Country is a much better movie to watch than Moonshot.
Moonfall.
Moonshot's another movie on HBO, but I don't know what it's
about.
I think it's about teenage love, but I don't know. Anyway, all right, we started this episode on dark energy. We have deviated. Veered is the word.
Quite a bit. But but you know, we have figured it out. It's the gays. The gays are responsible for dark energy. Physicists, look it up. Just go ahead, write up your papers.
It's the gay equation.
We get the Nobel Prize for it. I can't tell you how, but they're responsible.
I was trying to think of I get the hiccups. I was trying to think of I was trying to mix like gays with like a Greek letter, but
Lambda.
But I couldn't do it.
Well, there's the Lambda Society, which is I think it's like the law society for LGBTQ.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
there we have it. That is direct evidence that the gays are responsible for dark energy.
Yeah,
the Lambda.
Yeah, I
Look, he's in the room with me. He has to come out from nowhere.
Yeah, I will just kind of walk up.
Scares the shit out of me.
I don't know. She thinks I'm gonna murder her or something.
No, I don't hear you coming.
And I just go hi.
And I'm like, ha!
All right. Well.
Anyway.
I'm sure I'll do that later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go watch Spider-Man.
Let's do it. Let's cook some brats and let's just enjoy the living in the universe before we all instantly die from a big rip or it cools down and we all freeze to death.
But if the big slurp happens immediately,
oh my God, we won't feel it.
We won't know. We won't feel it. It's the way to go.
We'll just be like, well, we won't know, but we've been slurped.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what the topic will be? If you want to hear about something, reach out to us. Let us know what you want to hear. And
check out The Shot at every other website.
Every other website? Not every website is every other one.
Every other Wednesday, The Shot on Cosmos. Hashtag you've been slurped. We'll see you next time. Thanks
Cheers,
for
everybody.
Us.
We'll see you. Bye.
Oh, yeah. It takes me 10 years to...
We've been doing this for how long? And
look, I have to use the mouse. Bye, guys. We love all of you. Stay safe. Stay happy.
Cheers.
Get slurped.
Hashtag.
You've been slurped.